Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another vidIQ live stream. We are once again here to review your YouTube channels. You have been submitting them since yesterday on our forums, and it's not too late to submit them by using the forums down below. There's also new ways to get your channel reviewed today, which we'll talk about in just a little bit, but we are so excited. Thank you so much for being here. I'm not the only one reviewing channels today. Also, here is Rob. Rob, how's it going? The music's very loud.
You timed that perfectly with the music, Dan, but is it a little too loud? Let's tweak it down.
I got it.
Thank you for tweaking it down. Hello, everybody, once again. Welcome to our little home on YouTube, which is your home for the next couple of hours, as we educate, motivate, and inspire you all to become better creators for your audience. Dan, I'm super pumped as always, but we do, of course, have one very important question to ask every single week, and that is, have you watched Jurassic Park yet?
Yes, let us know in chat if you have watched Jurassic Park. Just go ahead and give us a little hand raise emoji. That's a good question. We should ask people more often if they've seen it.
I'm not getting a clear answer from Dan, which means I suspect it continues to be no. In which case, your intro music continues to be something that you can't hear. Why is it not working?
It's great.
I set this up, and it's not playing anything.
I trolled you, and then your Stream Deck trolled you.
That still works, which is great.
Yeah.
I'll try it one more time. No, doesn't work. Never mind. I'll try and fix that for later. But anyway, Dan,
worthwhile.
Please watch Jurassic Park at some point in the future.
No. I will probably will.
Straight no.
So thank you all for being here. We have a bunch of things we do every single week, but mostly it is focused on reviewing your channels. We also take your questions via Super Chat. One thing to note is that we will not review your channel via Super Chat, but we may answer your questions if we have time in the 2 hours we do this live stream. Without further ado, let's get into how this all works every single week.
Welcome back, creator. Here we go again. This is your weekly YouTube channel audit live stream. All you need to do is use the correct link in the description, fill out the form, and we'll consider your channel for review. That's right, channel reviews are free, but you can send us a super chat and watch us discuss your question live on air. You can get a channel audit anytime you want by downloading vidIQ and asking our AI coach to give you one. Or take your channel to the next level with one-on-one coaching for your channel from a human coach here at vidIQ. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We will share with you our knowledge, experience, and passion as fellow YouTube creators. I want to do a quick shout out to all of our moderators who do an awesome job on the live stream every single week. You know who you are. And with the introductions done, it's over to you. What channels have you brought us this week?
All right, and I'm alone.
Hey, that worked, right?
Yeah, why'd you...
Yeah.
Oh, did you have to reset your sounds?
I was just making a quick mistake, that's all. But that's all. But anyway, there we go.
It's better or worse? I can't tell. Did you get
Jurassic Park, the kazoo version? And every single week, Dan will continue to get a new intro based on a Jurassic Park theme with some musical instrument until he watches a film.
You're gonna get.
We will run out of instruments before Dan watches the film. Let's be honest.
You're gonna have to start making your own.
Let's be honest. All right, then, Dan. I see that you're sharing my screen, which is very nice of you. Because
sharing my screen.
What we do just before. Have we got? That's freaky. Wow, look at that. We've got almost exactly the same thumbnails on our screens. That just freaks me out a little bit because I for sure thought you were sharing my screen. Anyway, before we go into channel audits, I do just want to mention that we have lots of amazing free tools here at vidIQ, and one of them we want you to utilize in the next couple of hours, and that is the magnificent trophy button in the top right-hand corner of the screen here that I'm about to click, which gives you the achievements from your channel. The last one we got was for an incredible November of 2023, when we got 5.3 million views, and it also celebrated a little while ago our 1.5 million subscribers as we continue our march to 2 million subscribers Yeah, it's still broken. Great. We're at 1.856 million. That button never works. We'll get there. We'll get to 2 million. We'll beat the Ford Motor Company, hopefully soon. But anyway, the reason I'm telling you about this certificate feature is because it's free. And we want you to share your most recent milestones with us in the next hour. And we're going to shout them out live on the stream because it was so successful last week. But it's a different location. Last week it was Twitter. But today we want to introduce you to the incredible vidIQ. Let me just go back one, if that works. The vidIQ Creators Group, which has tens of thousands of members. 20,000. We're celebrating 20,000 members.
Wow.
They're all talking YouTube shop and stuff, which is awesome. But we want you to share your achievements. And we're going to do that via the medium of a hashtag, which is going to be hashtag YouTube milestone. So in the next hour, if you share one of your achievements, one of the vidIQ achievements, through the hashtag YouTube milestone in the Facebook group, the vidIQ Facebook group, then we're going to shout it out live, Dan. I'm going to commit to that. As long as there isn't several hundred of them. Fingers crossed there aren't. So link is in the description to find the Facebook group if you're not already there. And we look forward to your celebrations. Other than that, Dan, I throw the stream back in your capable hands.
Awesome. Yes, as Rob said, we are trying to beat the Ford Motor Company in subscribers. They have 2.39 million subscribers, but we can beat them. We believe this. And all you have to do is subscribe. So feel free to help us trounce this, American car company.
Behemoth.
Yes. So we are going to be looking at your channels. We have some pre-selected channels, and later we're getting into randomly selected channels. A couple new ways that's happening. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But the first channel that's submitted on the non-gaming form is where we'll start. And they go by ArtJourney. 7,000 subscribers, 453 videos. That is a lot of videos. They are doing shorts. They are doing longs. Cool. And they posted as of a day ago. So they are posting frequently enough. It looks like about a video a week at this point. And the videos are of a decently long kind of length, 40 minutes in a lot of cases. Watch time on these, probably pretty good when you're getting 1,000 views on a 40-minute video. This is very promising. Rob, what are you seeing?
I'm trying to establish what type of arts and craft channel it is. Is it mostly coloring, felt coloring, and creating cards and those sorts of crafts?
It does seem that way.
It's the vibe I'm getting in like the first 30 seconds of looking at this channel, which is cool. So they're consistent with their content, and the view counts seem relatively stable. You said they have 7,000 subscribers, but the view counts tend to range between 500 and 2,000 roughly. So that's a good sign that they're getting a consistent audience turning up for each of their videos. I guess if we go to the most recent ones, my question would be around trending content, time-sensitive content. You know, we're in a spring period. Maybe we're moving towards the end of a school terms for most countries. So is there anything lined up around those talking points? And I'm not specifically seeing so. So it looks as if they're not trying to really hit any tentpole events. Like maybe last month, Dan, were they doing anything about Easter? That might be a question I would ask. So if you scroll down, well, actually, here we are 2 months ago. There wasn't any sort of Easter vibes going on there. So they're not trying to tie into any tentpole events. Maybe they want to just check out I guess, maybe you would do this through the AI coach. You would ask, like, what would be the tentpole events, like the recurring events that happen around the year that would be helpful for a crafting channel? You know, you would expect the answers to be Halloween, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. I'm wondering if there are any more events that are coming up that are around those themes.
Yeah, that's a good question, and definitely one they should probably research, because I'm not seeing that myself. There's also some interesting products here that could create some opportunities for you. Like they did Craft Buddy Disney 100 crystal art stickers. So if a company like Disney releases something like stickers or some kind of craft material, you could definitely be like the first to kind of cover stuff like that. It does look like some of the more successful videos are focused around different products and things. I saw one a little while ago that was really cool, actually. They've done this a couple times. Jigsaw Puzzle Haul. This one got 2,000 views. The one before got 3,000 views. And what's kind of cool about these is they fit the niche, I think, but they also have that broader appeal. Like, not everybody feels like they can draw, but people like doing puzzles. And I feel like this might be a good way to kind of introduce your channel to more people. So when they cover different types of like things you can buy, they do relatively well, which kind of makes me wonder, is it more of a review channel or is it more of a like an art channel where they are doing more drawing and things like that? As I start to zoom in a little bit, it does feel like they are covering more products than they are actual, like, here are my skills as an artist.
Okay. All right. So
yeah.
If we're talking about product reviews, then there are listicle opportunities where you do comparisons versus the top 5, the worst 5, the pros and cons. I haven't really seen that much in the titling as of yet. Dan, let's go to the most popular, see if we can confirm absolutely that it is product reviews.
Okay. So 8 months ago.
So I guess that's what's interesting about that one, is that it's tying it in with like a well-known brand at this point, you know, whether rightly or wrongly. Temu has just come out of nowhere and they're reviewing something based off of a big seller. So that might be, again, something to tie into like the best products you can buy from Amazon, Temu, like whatever.
Or
shopping.
the worst.
Or the worst, indeed, the ones that didn't promise. You know, you thought you were buying a felt tip pen and actually you were buying something laced with acid so it just burns through your table. That would be interesting and curious. You were able to find them products. But yeah, this channel's been around for a while, Dan, because like the second most popular one is 13 years old. So they have been a creator with a lot of experience. And maybe one of the things then that we can perhaps critique is the packaging, in the sense that if you go to the latest videos, there is a bit of a 2012 vibe to these thumbnails, a little outdated, a little old-fashioned. Maybe that does match your audience. You know, I could be jumping the gun a little bit too much here, but this strip of a pastel color through the middle of a thumbnail with text, which is difficult to read, it kind of draws my eye to that text, but the text is difficult to read. And then I'm seeing a product second. I'm wondering if there's maybe some thumbnail experimentation that they should use here, which focuses very much on the product, maybe on the left-hand side or the right-hand side of a thumbnail, with just like a big 2 words, which emphasizes the value of a product rather than what it's called. Just some experimentation.
Yeah, I think one easy thing to do, I say easy in the sense that you wouldn't be redoing your entire style, but what could help is just bringing up the contrast, the brightness, and the overall saturation of these thumbnails a little bit. Yeah, because they feel very flat, and for a channel which is kind of reviewing very vibrant things, it feels like a bit of a missed opportunity to have such like flat looking thumbnails. So that is whatever editing software you use, contrast, brightness, and saturation are things you can very, very quickly tweak in many cases, and that should be a pretty easy win for you, and this stuff will pop off the page a little bit more. One thing we can do before we move on to the next channel is just like let's go to the more popular video and try to see like, so Prismacolor pencils.
Yep.
Prismacolor pencil review, and just see what like your competition is doing. And now we get like very big, bright kind of thumbnails. These ones look a lot more modern. We don't have the strip of text in the middle, but rather like a little text bubble in the middle here. The font's a bit different. These feel a little bit easier to kind of like understand right out of the gate. This one did very well. 875 or 57,000.
That's very old though.
It's 11. Yeah, never mind. It's 11 years old. I thought it said months. So let's see. These, yeah, I think this is, if you're looking to level up your thumbnails, this is how I like to do it, is I like to find ones that stand out to me and then go, how could I remake that thumbnail in my own style? And you're not going to nail it on the first try, especially if you're still learning how to edit in Photoshop or whatever you use, but you're going to get closer, because likely you're going to run into something. You're like, how did they get this element to pop off the screen so much? And you're going to look for a tutorial and you're going to learn how to do that. And then by the time you do this 5, 6, 7 times, you've learned a whole bunch of things about your photo editing software that you didn't know before. And suddenly you can't help but make better looking thumbnails, even when you're not trying to replicate someone else's. So like I really like this one. These two pencils are very, they stood out to me immediately, and it made me want to look around the thumbnail and see what else was being said. So I'm looking at this text up here, the versus text, and then Prismacolor, which is the thing I searched for, right? So million views 6 years ago, but again, still a very big standout thumbnail there. So yeah, there's a lot of things you can learn just by looking at different thumbnails and then challenging yourself to make better thumbnails as well.
Couldn't agree more, Dan. Yeah, doing a little bit of topic research to see what the competition is up to, because I think there's certainly some leveling up here with the thumbnails and a few of the ideas and formats we suggested earlier.
Yeah. So we'll move on to the first gaming channel that's submitted on our gaming forum. There are 2 forums down below, and this is our gaming forum. And they submitted first. It's Jukarnava. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
That's how I was going to pronounce it. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Almost 1,000 subscribers, though. We're getting there with 250 videos. And they are, a gaming channel through and through. They got their, funny looking little avatar here. I mean that in a nice way. I think it looks kind of cool. And
Dan, can you just hover over the thumbnail to the top right?
This one.
I'm just saying. It's like,
yeah,
it's written in the stars.
We can look. I mean, it does 700 views. It's out of this videos. It's the most popular one.
It is.
So we can look at that if you want. The first thing I'm seeing, turn that off. The first thing I'm seeing is like that subscribe button, which I don't love, but let's see. So tutorials, okay. I assume.
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estáis? Quiero daros la bienvenida a un nuevo vídeo. Ya lo estáis viendo, estamos con Jurassic World Evolution.
Now, we can't tell if this is their voice or AI because I don't speak the language, and
I think it's their voice.
Okay, it sounds super clear.
Yeah,
that's a good thing. It sounds like they're just doing the standard intro, and they mentioned, I think at the beginning, tutorials, I think. So it seems like they're going to show you how to make maybe some kind of like electric cage or something in Jurassic World Evolution 2. So they did a video that was more value based for a specific audience, a player base, and if I just mute it real quick and we just kind of go through it, they did ask us to subscribe, which when I see this, even though I can't understand the language, I'm thinking the intro is quite long. First we had to go through this, then they're explaining perhaps the premise of the video or talking about their channel, then this comes up. So, hey, just please subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Like, let's get rid of these animations. Let's make these a thing of the past and just, mention it towards the end of the video if you want. And it looks like once the cursor starts moving, I'm going to assume the tutorial begins around 40 seconds in. So not bad. The video itself is on an upward trajectory, so this video is probably going to get a lot of views for them over time, which is great. It makes me wonder, could you cover it again? Could you teach people how to do more things in this game? I've never seen this particular game before, so I'm curious if it's maybe kind of new, how popular it is. It's from 2021, according to the thing down here. So, okay, maybe there was an update. What are you seeing?
There's 0 comments. I didn't notice that, which would suggest that maybe it's being shared. Oh, no, it said 0 comments. I stand corrected. And so there are a couple of comments. They have replied to some, so kind of like doubling the comment rate.
Yeah, low amount of engagement, which is a bit concerning.
I guess my question is, first of all, who's this dude? Because it looks like this character that's on the channel profile as well appears just as a bit of imagery, but it's not like a VTuber, like, way to put a voiceover on a character. And I mean, Dan, if you quickly just scan through that video, so if you play it again and let's just go through the timeline a bit, is it basically they're doing a screen recording with a voiceover and that's it?
Yeah.
Looks to be that way, doesn't it? So I'm not sure how powerful that branding is if it doesn't appear in the videos themselves. It just appears on the thumbnails and the banners. It feels like it's a bit redundant. I'd rather sell the value of what I'm going to get from the game itself rather than putting his face everywhere.
Yeah.
And then the usual typical question of, okay, so 6 months ago, we had some success with Jurassic World Evolution 2. Then I took a break for 4 months, and now I'm suddenly playing F1. And in terms of the classic gamer's Venn diagram, how much crossover is there between these 2 games? And my suggestion would be not much. But you've got some weird view counts below, because there's one from F1 Manager 2023, which has 1,200 views from 6 months ago. and 900 views. So what are we playing most recently? Because they had success with F1 Manager and they had success with... Okay, so they're playing F1 Manager. Is that still 23?
Yeah, is there 24 by now?
Yeah, isn't there a 24 version by now, which you would assume naturally this game would upgrade to and play, or maybe it hasn't been released yet. But yeah, a problem here is not only they're playing wildly different games, in my opinion, but then the cadence of content is very sporadic as well. There was a big break where, maybe unfortunately the audience has moved on to something new. And I can also see American football here and Skylines and Madden. So channel focus is always going to be a question, isn't it? When the view counts are spiking all over the place. Yeah. With some promising view counts, so some videos over 1,000 views.
Yes, it's true. I do worry about the level of engagement. I can't get over that. Like when I see thumbnails and titles I can't say titles. I can't read the language. When I see thumbnails like this, though, I wonder, like, City Skylines is a very popular game, and it's not to be mean or anything. It's just that when I see City Skylines thumbnails, they do look a lot more specific to like the point of the video. And I get that you're just reviewing the DLC, so I don't know. Like all these thumbnails, what I'm trying to dance around here is that I don't necessarily like them. I don't like that your profile picture, which is already right here, and YouTube's going to put it under every video, is on every thumbnail almost. I don't like that at all. I think it's just distracting. I don't like the way you're using text and logos. It's everywhere. Like it just looks like someone took a thumbnail and then just drew all over it. There's just things everywhere. And when it's difficult to read the thumbnail and see like what the video is about, people tend to skip it. So when I do see outlier videos with like 700 views, for example, but then we get in and we see that you have like 9 comments and 26 likes, I start to worry with such a upwards trajectory. Like where you went from, let's see, on December 9th. Okay, that's a pretty, never mind, Rob. That's a pretty long span of time. I thought this was like I'm going to use YouTube's promotion tab and see what happens. So this is more realistic to me, this level of like
6 months.
Yeah, trickle in views here. I still worry about the lack of engagement, but that just could be because the call to action was about subscribing, not liking the video, for example. Okay,
another thing,
I'll put that down.
Another thing I've noticed as well in the 3 most recent videos, if you go back up to the top, they are effectively live streams in that they're all an hour, 2 hours long.
True.
So there's also got to be that respect of the viewer. Like this viewer might be interested in F1 Manager 23, but they want to take it in 10, 15-minute doses, as you did earlier, like the one from 6 months ago, which is 30 minutes long, has 1,000 views. But now we talk about topic shifts. This is like a content format shift where you've gone from seemingly videos on demand to pre-recorded live streams that all just like recording on a PlayStation, playing it. And I'm curious, Dan, if you just click on one of these, does it have any voiceover? So yeah, so what was this, a live stream that they then downloaded Twitch. And then re-uploaded?
They're on Twitch, and so they re-uploaded. So they're using their channel effectively, I think, as a VOD channel.
So I would be personally offended if on a video on demand video I clicked and then it said stream starting soon. Like
you got to trim that part off.
Respect the viewer.
Right. If you're going to use your channel as a VOD channel, I think this was a misstep here. Now that we have that context. Because there's a lot of Twitch streamers who have their VODs re-uploaded to YouTube. And for that, if you're trying to make also bite-sized YouTube content, you do 2 separate channels. You do a VOD channel and you do your regular uploads, and you kind of find ways to cross-promote them, tie them together, let your Twitch audience know, hey, you can watch the VOD on my VOD channel if you're getting in here late or whatever. And then your YouTube channel is helping promote the live stream. It's a cycle, right? So your YouTube channel, once in a while, you remind people you stream on Twitch. They go and follow you on Twitch. Once they're there, they get in the middle of the stream. And you're like, oh, I have the whole VOD if you guys missed it, blah, blah, blah. You're like, and now they're in the VOD channel, and it's this whole content ecosystem you've created. But it seems like you're not really sure exactly what you're doing with your channel. So first things first, bless you.
Excuse me.
First things first, you need to figure out your channel's overall goal. You need to figure out what kind of audience you want, because going from these games where you're playing the management games like City Skylines and Jurassic World to F1, I know it's a management game, it's F1 Manager, but it's different. It's just a different viewer base, and you're getting these vastly different views. You could keep that up, maybe, but it's just you got to think of that audience crossover. So be very careful, be very mindful that I'm not trying to discourage you from playing multiple games. I'm just trying to discourage you from putting games on there. Like football and racing like are two completely different things, and then Planet Zoo, another completely different thing. I play Planet Zoo. I don't play Madden. You know what I mean? Even if it's like another football, like if there's a football manager game, I don't like football, so I don't play these games. So you gotta just think about your overall viewers and who you want to attract to your channel, right? And consider making a VOD channel if you're going to continue uploading videos that are like 15 minutes in length and well edited and all that stuff. So there's like 100 different pieces of advice for this channel that are kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
But they really need to ask themselves what their goals are, I think. And then work on your thumbnails, do the research we showed you in the previous channel to see what other people are doing with their thumbnails. All that stuff is relevant here. I don't want to linger on this too long, but it is an interesting, I mean, despite all of the stuff that I'm just piling on, they're getting good views. Yeah. And they're likely not from the YouTube promotion tab, which is good. So there is something here, and that's really good. I'm sure it's helping grow them on Twitch and all that stuff, but it could be so much, it could be tightened so much more. And I do hope you manage to do that. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to promote something I made a while ago. vidIQ, genius YouTuber. I just pulled this video up the other day. This one, how genius YouTubers grow their channels fast. This is a video where I interviewed another creator called Josh Trev Hayes, and he streams on Twitch, and he has this channel, this content ecosystem that I'm mentioning here. So I highly recommend
it's difficult
looking at channels like this and seeing what you can do. Like he has his main channel, he has his Twitch VOD channel, he has another channel where he plays different styles of games, and then he has a clips channel. And we talk about all this stuff in the interview, which is why I'm plugging it now. I'm also plugging it because it's going to show up as a Tube Talk podcast. The entire conversation is finally being uploaded soon on Tube Talk. So if you follow our podcast, you're going to get to hear all the juicy nuggets that we didn't get to include in the original video. So I'm going to give that out as a promotion because it was a great conversation, and I've been trying to find a way to repurpose it and get like the entire thing out there. And so this channel is pretty relevant since they are doing streaming and VOD content and all that stuff. A lot of valuable advice in there.
All right, Dan, should we do a little bit of self-indulgence?
Yeah.
I forgot to do it last week, so maybe this should be like a bumper episode. But every single week on the live stream, I do want to ask all of you how you're spending your time outside of the creative world. And typically this is, what video game are you playing? Because we know there's a lot of gamers here. So do let us know in the comments right now what video game you're playing right now, and give your own assessment of that game out of 10. Not the YouTube version of 10 where 1 of 10 is good. It's like 10 of 10, best gaming experience ever. But if you don't play video games, maybe your hobby or pastime, the way to get away from YouTube is gardening, reading, watching TV, playing badminton, going to movies, binging on the Jurassic Park franchise. Do let us know. So Dan, I throw this over to you as I pick out some of the comments of what people are doing. What video game have you been playing recently?
I picked up Animal Well, which is actually a game where a YouTuber started a publishing company, and someone else who made this game, like this was their first big game they published. So highly recommend it, especially if you like, this is a new genre. I've never heard of this genre before. It's been around forever, but it's called Metroidvania. I can't even describe it, honestly, but the game itself is this 2D, like side-scrolling sort of game, but it's exploration, it's solving puzzles, the art style is incredibly unique. It's just such a good, solid game. And the YouTuber Donkey actually was behind publishing the game. So super cool to see like someone from the YouTube ecosystem kind of branch out into another industry and do it successfully. Animal Well is a huge hit. It's on Steam. So I'm not sponsored, just really genuinely enjoying it.
Not sponsored. There's a lot of different games coming out here. Real eclectic mix of stuff coming out. Which
person AI Life knows.
Playing UK football. All right, Dan, you can carry on putting up different messages from people. As you may know, if you've been following the live stream for the last couple of weeks, I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima. Fantastic Batman meets Assassin's Creed style game, I would call it. Loved it, but it did come to an end. I'm now at that point, Dan, where I've decided not to renew my PSN subscription. So it runs out in 3 weeks. So I've got to find a game to play, which is relatively short. So I've decided to go for the Resident Evil 2 remastered remakes because I never actually played the original games. So I'm playing through them and enjoying them. And you'll be intrigued to hear this, Dan. I purchased Balatro for the Steam Deck.
Finally.
And I played it a couple of times, and so far, I am just whelmed. Like neither overwhelmed nor underwhelmed. When I play it, I only play it for one round and then I'm done. So like it's not giving me that one more go vibes yet.
Well, it depends on how good you do. If I lose from a really good hand or a really good round, then I don't want to play anymore.
But it's not wowed me yet. But I'm just easing myself in.
But you like it?
It's okay. It's like,
oh my God.
I just give it a straight 5 out of 10.
Guys, I recommend stuff to Rob all the time, and I try so hard. I don't recommend things
to be fair,
that I think he won't like because I've learned over time him and I just have different tastes. But I thought, oh, this seems like something both of us would enjoy. I'm going to recommend this to Rob, and I'm so careful now, and he still didn't like it, and it's so upsetting.
I'm neither like nor dislike, but it hasn't grabbed me yet. So I will continue to play it over the next couple of days, weeks, and see where we're at.
But anyway, Played Up. We got to try that sometime.
We'll try it, Dan. We'll try it. Okay. But a lot of people have been giving their answers as part of a community, Dan. And you know what really helps when you're on that YouTube journey?
No.
Is like a community and like fellow creators and your peers supporting you, giving you feedback.
And turning down all your recommendations.
Just so happens that when this live stream finishes, the community of vidIQ doesn't end because we have our amazing Discord exclusive boost community, which is now really ramping up as more and more people join. And what we are offering today is an incredible deal, which you can now see in the top right-hand corner, is just a single $1 to join that community, along with all of the vidIQ tools that you've seen, for many of our live streams, including keyword research, daily ideas, generating content, thumbnail designs. The list goes on. And we have a special offer right now. I'm looking in the wrong direction, where you can join for $1 and you can get exclusive access to that Discord community. We have a public one, but for those who want real getting into it, YouTube shop talk conversation, that is Discord for you. And we're offering something a little more right now, Dan, by the power of you sharing your screen. Or is it me? Yes, you sharing your screen. Because what we've decided to do is audit a channel from the Boost Discord community. Okay, so what you need to do is, first of all, get into Discord. Go over to the vidIQ Discord channel. You should have got an invite when you join, and when you join vidIQ Boost, and you look for the channel audit channel and post your link there. And we're going to select at least one of those channels to be audited later on in this live stream. We'll give you a bit of time to find the right channel in Discord or sign up if you need to. But yeah, we're going to audit one of those channels this week, but also take advantage of all of the other channels we have there for discussion and whatnot. So just to remind you, it's a link in the description that will get you vidIQ for a single $1, unlocks all of our tools, but gives you access to this vidIQ Discord community where we're going to audit at least one channel.
Exclusive vidIQ Discord community. So you have to be in vidIQ Boost. This is the paid Discord. We have 2 Discords. Yes. This is for our paid community. A little more tight-knit in there. So yes, check that out. We will come in there later. And this is another way you can get your channel reviewed today. So best of luck to all of you. Shall we move on to the next channel?
Yeah, let's go back to all of you and the free channel auditing that we have.
All right. It is Amy's Colorful Chaos.
Yeah.
10 subscribers and 5 videos. And for 5 videos, they're not doing too bad.
This is one of those welcome to YouTube channels. You're already doing a phenomenal job. And these are the reasons why. First of all, I think, Dan, just from looking at the channel banner and the thumbnails, you know what this channel is immediately about. It's about dyeing. It's about hair dyeing, coloring, something that I have obviously have a lot of experience and knowledge of. And also crochet. We'll get to the crochet in a second. But yeah, like I know I'm in the right place or I'm in the wrong place immediately, which is great. They're posting on a fairly regular cadence already, which seems to be one video every week or every 2 weeks, which is fine. And they're already starting to get some views. They haven't had one which cracked 100 yet. We'll talk about maybe why that is in a second. But they already have a bit of traction. And I think the thumbnails are of a decent standard for the creator where they are in their journey right now, in that they are colorful, they have a hero character, and you know, as opposed to that gaming channel that we looked at earlier where we couldn't really understand why that character was in the thumbnails, the creator needs to be in the thumbnails because they are literally the product. You know, their hair is the topic of conversation, which is fantastic. So those are my initial thoughts, and then I'll throw it over to you, Dan, and then I want to focus specifically on something that they can do, which I think is going to reach a broader audience at the beginning of their YouTube journey.
Yeah, I think this is an awesome start to YouTube. I gotta wonder, like, when you guys posted your first videos, like, how many views were you getting? Like your first 4 videos when they
That's
first
a great
came
question.
out.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, let us know how many views you were getting, because I feel like this is a pretty strong start for only, I'm going to say 4 videos. The first one is a channel intro, and that's probably for their trailer. And I'm not worried about those views. Cool. It's good it has 85, because that means people are watching these videos and then going back to see what else does Amy do. Oh, cool. She's got all kinds of cool stuff going on. I'll subscribe. So I feel like this is a pretty strong start. We have a few here. Someone said 10K, 5K, 4K, 150, 60, 20. So it spans, it ranges. Everyone's experience is a bit different. So I'm going to say this seems pretty strong, especially 10 days ago, 47 views on this one. I like these thumbnails a lot. I think they are of a really high standard for someone who seems to be just starting out, which tells me maybe they've either been studying a lot, you know, YouTube strategy, or this is not their first channel. Maybe this is them trying something completely new on a new channel, taking what they've learned and just giving it a go. So this is really strong stuff. Did you want to look at a bit of one of the videos? So
here's what the video I want to look at, which is the third one from the right, which is finally removing blue hair dye and bleaching my roots. So I think the packaging of this one is quite specific, and it's also relying on themselves and their journey and their story. And I just think where they are in their YouTube journey is maybe a little too early to get to at least try and create this connection and personal relationship in the thumbnails and the titles. So what I want you to do, Dan, is I want you to play the video and go right back to the beginning if you can. And I'll because what I find really interesting is, so if you go back to the beginning, because it's really important, and just play it and unmute it. And so just listen to the first 3 seconds.
I'm bored of my hair and I need a change.
Pause. I think that could be the title of the video because it reflects their audience. I'm bored and I want to change the color of my hair, rather than finally removing blue hair dye and bleaching my roots. I think that's more instinctive to the viewer, and I think it has a much broader total addressable market. The video could be exactly the same. The content might not change whatsoever, but it's this idea, I think, of making videos that are a bit more welcoming and more accessible to an audience that's interesting in dyeing their hair colors, that type of thing, without it being too personal in the packaging. So that was just my one suggestion, one thought for this channel, along with, I guess, just these general tutorials, like a complete beginner's guide to how to dye your hair. If you've never dyed your hair before, this is how you do it. Something that, again, just has more accessibility to any audience interested in this topic.
Yeah. I think, by the way, like audio wise, sounds pretty good. Video wise, this is of a high standard to me.
I agree.
You know, your setting is pretty minimalistic and you are centered in the frame perfectly. And what this positioning allows for you to do is what we just saw, where, like, you know, she kind of puts her head in the frame to show just how much the roots have come in and all this stuff. That's all like well and good. And then I like that you move over to B-roll. You're showing the tools you're going to be using. So a lot of thought went into the production of this video.
Agreed. Yep.
Which is why I completely agree with you when you say like the video can be exactly the same. Yeah, I wouldn't change anything about the content itself. This is great. I do think the thumbnail is good, and I think even the 4 months of regrowth is not a bad block of text. It has a Canva vibe to me, and you almost can't see the arrow being used because it's like a light color on a light color.
Yeah.
But these are nitpicks. It's fine. That title you recommended, it's worth a try. Especially here's the one thing I'll say: the video just has a little bit of a bump again, so maybe just wait. But if it flatlines again, take Rob's suggestion, try it out. You have nothing to lose at that point.
It's a good point that you raised about the thumbnail, Dan, because again, I think the hero of the content is the hair, and the bright colors in the background are like almost too contrasting, too dominating. So I don't know if I want to try thumbnails whereby the background is desaturated, a darker color, and then you can emphasize the color of your hair. This is one of these difficult ones where you can't really oversaturate the color of something, because then your hair and your face will just look really weird. But I think if you go to the end of this video, if you just scroll to the very end, is their hair super colorful? Yeah, I think they're still in transition there where they haven't quite got the hair right. But I think on another example where it's they have makeup on and their hair is super colorful and super vibrant. And in that thumbnail that we saw on the end screen, it was really cool as well.
Oh yeah, I like that thumbnail a lot.
Yeah.
And earlier when I said like Canva-esque, I don't want to say like, oh, Canva thumbnails are bad. It's just that sometimes that template, like this is a template we've seen a lot of YouTubers use. So staying away from like the same exact template everybody uses is something I'm a champion of. But again, overall, the text is readable, which is good. And you know, we can see your hair, which is obviously like the part that like gets people to go, oh, got it. You know, that brings it home. People understand. Hey, overall, this is strong for a brand new channel.
So the final question is, the channel is about hair, but also about crochet. And their latest video, they're introducing another one of their passions, which is crochet. So now you're starting to test your audience. You're gonna split their interests and their passions. You're early on in your YouTube journey, so you don't have to worry about that yet. But there could come a fork in the road, a choice where you have to say, I want to be a crochet channel or I want to be a hair dyeing channel. You're not yet there yet, but just that's the concern I have going forward.
Mm-hmm. So that is Amy's Colorful Chaos. We have one more pre-selected channel. Like a few more things to do, but we are going to get into randomly selected channels very soon. So if you've been submitting on the forums, your chance could be coming up. Let's check out Wolves Pack Studios. 118 subscribers. Congrats. 24 videos. They consider themselves a filmmaking channel, which is pretty cool. And they have a handful of long form videos here. They have 8, and then they have some shorts, which have been doing very well for them. It looks like they're just talking about filmmaking in general.
Mm-hmm.
I love the lighting in these videos. Overall, just these 3 here look really good, really sharp. And they've seemed to have always had some decent successful shorts since starting them, which is cool. So again, another relatively new channel when I just look at the amount of content they've uploaded and doing a pretty good job. The reason I picked it was because I saw this thumbnail and title here.
Yeah.
I noticed it was getting the most views out of all the recent stuff. And I'm like, that's a cool concept. And I just think the execution was just a bit off. And I wonder if it could have done a lot better. Just in terms of like, well, a few things. Like it's 2 minutes long. So it makes it feel like, oh, okay, so there's definitely not going to be a movie in this. And it's about making a 60-second short. So maybe you show us the short and that's it. Maybe like there's a little bit of like a front and a back end of the video where you're like, I'm making this short movie. Here it is. I would have loved to see the story behind you making it. And that to me, if you're a filmmaking channel, you could have really taken me on a journey. Like a lot goes into making a 60-second, theatrical YouTube short. And today we're going to take on the challenge. And there could have been a lot to that. But we got a 2-minute and 10-second video. And I'm like, oh, it just feels like this could be something so much more, depending on exactly what your plan is here. So I don't want to watch the whole thing, but I just want to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
See if we can get our head on straight here about exactly what they're doing.
After making a few quite serious short films, I decided to make
that was too long.
Yeah, it felt a bit too long.
Yep.
It could have been like 3 very quick clips.
I agree.
What did you just say?
But I didn't decide to do just that because that would be a bit boring. I decided to make it in the form of a YouTube short.
You gotta be kidding.
You see how it starts like it's going to be a 10 to 15 minute video. And I'm wondering why we didn't get a 10 to 15 minute video. It sounds like they're setting up a big project here.
Yeah, this is, I think, one of these videos that could benefit from researching like the classic story arc, where you have like this big setup, and then it almost goes then to the backstory and then that slow rising action. And I don't think you can maybe do that in the 2 minutes. Yeah, as you say, Dan, the making of a short feels like it could be a 5 to 10 minute story, as opposed to another short video, but just in the video on demand style. And just looking at the channel in general, I get the vibe that this was a repository for school projects, like film school projects, where like I need somewhere to store my videos. I'm not really trying to target a specific audience with these short films. They're just somewhere to put to showcase my talents. Whereas this most recent video feels like it's going in very much a certain direction and has a theme to it, like a challenge and a stakes, and it's wrapped in movie making, which was interesting. So I don't know if the creator is going to go in that direction going forward, but I guess the challenge here is as well that it takes a long time to make these videos because there's a big break between what they've been making so far with these shorts films. It takes months for them to make these short films, and then like a 4-month break to do this, making a movie in a short.
It takes a while. It's just fine. I think it can take a while to make stuff like this. I love the thumbnail on that video.
I agree.
I love the title of the video. And I wish the video was different. It was just rare. Normally we'd say the opposite, but like this time I'm like, oh, there's an opportunity here. And it was maybe this was a trailer for maybe a longer video you're going to be coming out with at some point. I don't know. But the other reason I picked this channel because of that video was because I agree with you. These all feel like a repository. None of these films are going to get mass appeal on YouTube. The total addressable market for these is nil. Like there's just not a lot of like people who are going to find this and go, ooh, what's this video? But when I see videos like this, I'm like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're looking at something that's a bit more like on trend. Like people are on TikTok and shorts all the time. So this seems like a challenge now. And when I look at this video, I think of the duo that made Ryan Trahan a movie. They've been doing this a number of times. We made Ryan Trahan a movie. So this is Sticks. They're a filmmaking channel.
This is Ryan Trahan, suited up for his first ever acting role on the set of our movie.
Okay. Don't know where that's playing in the background. So now they've done one for Matt Pat. We surprised Zach King with his own movie, and they do like the making of. They do like a trailer, and then they release the video where they show it to the person. This channel came out of nowhere and just blew up because one, they have the technical skill set to do it, and they decided to target one of the biggest markets they could. We're going to get really, really famous YouTubers to be in our videos, and we're going to make something for them. We're going to, in the Ryan Trahan one, they went out of their way to try and find him in a respectful way. They didn't like stalk him. They went through the proper channels, but they're like, how do we get a hold of this guy? And they made connections and they kind of built everything up. So there's a storytelling element in the process of making the film itself. So I think if you want a filmmaking channel on YouTube, it's not enough to just put out a film. Like people, like showing people the process of making the film is going to be how you get that mass appeal, at least one way to do it. So if you were looking for a template, I know this channel is at a point where they're like, well, this is 800,000 subscribers. Of course they're doing well. I urge you to look at like their stats. You can go visit our vidIQ stats page and see how quickly their rise to fame was when they started doing these projects. It was wild. They literally came out of nowhere. So that is the channel that it reminded me of. And I just think that this is like the start of that for this creator, where they did something that has a wider appeal. And I want to see them go all in now. So that's my challenge for them. All right. So that concludes our pre-selected channels, which means we're about to get into randomly selected channels. We have a couple more things to do before we get there. We haven't looked at super chats today, and we, there's all kinds of stuff. Let's see. Let's start with super chats. All right. So
change to the super chat background.
First and foremost, we have Wider, which they became a YouTube member. So thank you.
That's a custom sound effect. Everybody gets a custom sound effects for the week when they become a member here at vidIQ.
Mystery Master 3 says that they'll help us trounce forward when I watch Jurassic Park. Fair enough. Grey Ghost Gamers says, what exit strategy for one game channel focus? Currently zombie horror, but considering different genre. No Minecraft or Roblox, though. You guys rock. I guess the question is, what are the other genres?
Yeah.
Like you're considering? Because I would say zombie horror to Minecraft is a tough pivot, but if you're trying to pivot more lightly than that,
unless there's a mod that's kind of attached to, is there a zombie Roblox one? But I think they're saying they're not going to Minecraft or Roblox.
Yeah. So here's what I'll say for all gaming channels, if possible, you should try to be the person that plays games in a unique way, rather than the person who plays a specific game, if that makes sense. So this Grey Ghost Gamers has become known, right, for zombie horror games, and they're like, I don't want to do this forever. So do you play these games in a specific way? Do you always add some kind of challenge to it, some kind of stakes to it? Do you always tell a story in a unique way? Like, it's difficult. This level of creativity is that part of YouTube that's really hard but necessary, and it's the big key difference between so many very, very large channels and the channels that are still kind of trying to make it and find themselves. So if you can either develop, or you feel like you have developed, a unique play style, you'll find that unique play style is something you can copy and paste sort of to different games, and you're not locked in anymore to a specific game, because people are starting to come because you play a certain way, not a certain game. But I understand there's a lot of nuance to that. A lot of practice goes into that. It's not an easy answer, and that's why you're asking us. And hopefully we that's the best answer I can give you. It's really trying to differentiate yourself in the content, like differentiate yourself from the content of the game. I hope that.
And if there is some natural crossover between one game to the next, say you're going from Left 4 Dead to one of the Resident Evil games, just as I'm picking up random zombie games in my head, you could maybe start to do some comparisons between the two, and so you're appealing to your core audience who are already interested in the game that you're playing, but now you're suggesting an alternative game which they may be interested in playing as well, if the next game naturally aligns. But if it's City Skylines or like Football Manager, then you got a problem, and there's a reason for that. You're shifting topics quite significantly, which is why Dan's suggesting the through line through the broader topic can be really helpful.
Prele Easy Drawings, I'm saying your name right. Hi, why are my views decreasing so much? I don't know why. How can I know the best time and when I should upload my videos and that time or before that?
So I guess what we would say first is that the second question very unlikely relates to the first question. Like, when you're uploading videos doesn't massively impact how many views you get. Maybe over the very short term, but long term, it shouldn't have any impact. As regards to why your views is decreasing so much, it's one of those difficult questions to answer because we haven't seen your channel, but like the typical answers are seasonal changes, competition has come from elsewhere into your topic space and it's kind of like almost stealing your views in one sense, or the topic has dried up. It was a time sensitive topic and now nobody's watching. Beyond that, we can't be sure, unfortunately.
Quick PSA, by the way. Earlier we said you should post your achievements on the Facebook group. We're going to shout you out. That's coming up soon. But we forgot to mention, make sure you agree to the rules if you want to get into the Facebook group. If you're having trouble getting into the Facebook group, it's probably because you did not agree to the rules. Be sure to read those rules, understand them, and hit agree. Quick PSA there. Searching for tone. First gaming channel avatar looked like Dan and was Jurassic World video. Coincidence? I think not. Yeah. Dominican says, let's go. Hopefully I can get a review one day. Hopefully you can get a review one day. And then, so that was a membership renewal.
Yeah, so that was a cricket sound effect for them.
Keep calm. Became a YouTube member.
Yeah.
Calvin Definable renewed for 8 months.
Oh goodness! Awesome.
Thank you, Calvin.
We found you again, Calvin.
Thanks for being a moderator as well. Appreciate you. A2 says, please help reviewing my channel. We will not be reviewing channels based on supers, but we appreciate the super and hope you get picked at random. Saint Merc says, thanks for all the help. Thank you. Appreciate it. We have a new member here.
Blimey, there's a lot of new members.
Exotic Maid. Thank you so much for becoming new members. And then Rishu says, why is my channel getting less views after monetization than before?
Conspiracy. It's a conspiracy theory.
Did you change the type of content you make?
Yeah, we made a video about this around about a year ago. Maybe it was 2 years ago, where we turned on monetization for the first time to find out whether or not it would impact our views. Our views went ever so slightly down when we turned on monetization, but we think it was far more to do with just not making as good videos at the time, and it's since recovered. There should be no reason why once you've turned on monetization you're getting less views, unless you've done something really annoying and put on ad breaks every 30 seconds. But YouTube should prevent that from happening anyway.
Yeah.
Viewers are used to ads now. They shouldn't stop watching your content just because they're seeing ads on it, unless you're a channel that talks about how to I don't know, not sell out, or like be pure and free and not worry about financial gain or something. Like, if turning on YouTube monetization is totally against your morals, vibes, and ethics, that might be a reason. But again, I'm completely guessing here as to why it might be.
Another thing that happens is sometimes people get so excited that they're monetized, they try and upload a bunch of stuff just to like, oh, now I can finally I can catch up a little bit. So
that's a fair point.
If your quality dipped because of something like that, like it's any of those things, but it has nothing to physically do with like the act of monetizing your channel, in our opinion. And then finally, Old Man Gib just gifted 10 memberships.
Goodness, the vidIQ Santa Claus is here once again to gift you all your memberships. Thank you, as always, Old Man Gib.
Yes, thank you so much, and enjoy your emotes, everybody. All right, so those were our supers and memberships. We'll get back.
Shall we do some
else.
of our first shout-outs?
Yes.
From the achievements. Yeah,
yes.
So some of you still need to agree to join the Facebook group, but some of you already have. So we can now do some shout-outs, Dan.
Hey.
And so first of all, I'm going to say huge congratulations to Palette Fortress. I just have visions of a channel that builds castles and forts and houses out of the pallets that you get from trucks. We've seen this channel. I think we have, yeah, but 2.9 million views. That is incredible. We also had Victoria just doing a post here, so we have some more achievements within this post. So we're saying congratulations to Gaki's Kitchen, 300,000 views in May, and also congratulations to That Nerd Dylan with 2.3 million views. And then I'll pass over the other congratulations to Dan to shout out, which are the following.
Searching for Tone with 9,500 views. Congrats to you.
Nice.
And we have Spider Thread with 3,000 subscribers.
I'll go along with that. Spider Thread.
It's just slightly blurry. I got it there. 25 million views for Traveling Russell. My goodness. You've been around for a while. Thank you so much, Russell, for being part of the community.
That is a big achievement. And then this one, I haven't posted a certificate, but
just hit 1K yesterday. Nice.
1K yesterday.
Tattoos and Review. Congrats to you.
So we'll do some more shout outs from this page. If you have a chance to join the Facebook group here at vidIQ, accept the terms, post your certificates.
And I saw someone say they didn't get the email. You don't need the certificate email. You can click the trophy button on your vidIQ extension.
Yeah. Let's just show people again, Dan. How
so if you're on YouTube. Okay.
Did I beat you to it? Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
So once you've if you downloaded the vidIQ extension, which is completely free, there's this little trophy in the top.
Yeah, you don't have to wait for the
hell was that? Something fell over behind me. But anyway, yeah, you click the achievement button there, and you can click that. It takes you to the achievement, and there should be a share button. Yeah. Or you can just download it. You can copy the image.
Yeah.
And get it.
So yeah, those are how you get the achievements without waiting for an email from Auto Rob. What fell?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out now. Freaks me out anyway.
Okay, so
all right.
Is it time to get into random selections?
Let me answer that.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So here we go. Every week we choose channels randomly from our forums, which are down below, and we do it like this. Except there's one problem. We took a poll and we said, how do you want us to pick random channels? And you said quickly, you don't want the CLAAAW. You're tired of this nonsense with the CLAAAW.
Oh, brilliant.
And truth be told, my AI CLAAW's in the shop. It is sick today. Claudia is not feeling well. So
yeah, I think Claudia took one look at Chat GPT 4.0 and went, oh, Dan. This isn't the job for me anymore. And just vacated the vicinity.
I think I broke it because I tried to use GPT 4.0 and it didn't work.
Okay.
So anyway, I broke the CLAAW or I need to repair the CLAAW. Anyway, the CLAAW is not working today. All right. And I thought, well, everyone's probably sick of it anyway, right? So we're going to retire the CLAAW for today and try something totally new.
All right.
All right. This is going to be the fastest way we could possibly pick numbers ever. Okay. And I'm not joking when I say that. I usually joke around with the CLAAW and say that this time literally. So we go to the form. We have 486 responses. Now, normally you have to take that number and type it into the CLAAW and pick the thing, watch the thing go down and pick the number. Stupid. Instead, what if we had an invention that could read this number as it updates in real time and we could just hit a button and pick? And so now we do with this
This is incredible, Dan, but the time it's taking you to explain how it works is infuriating.
Well, let me just tell you. No, so it literally is a random number picker built in, Rob. This is our newest invention. And all I have to do, it updates in real time. I just have to click this and it says, oh, 313. 313.
Oh, goodness. Wow. That's efficient, but way less exciting.
Yes, I told you. I told you it was very boring. So now we can that's not it. That was the wrong thing. Did you give us our own? No.
Oh, they've cut it off. Look. Is it going to find it? Is that their channel?
I guess it's a channel. Make videos?
It doesn't have any content, so we can't audit that one.
Yeah. Thanks for submitting. Okay, that's fine. We can pick a different one really quickly. All right, so yeah, there's 489, but I don't even have to worry about that. Just get a random number, 180. I don't know.
I think I'm going to bring the CLAAW back next week.
This is going to be, if we keep using this, it's probably going to equate to like one whole channel that we could audit where we normally have time.
I'll give you that.
So it's Zebby Shorts. They have 59 subscribers and 20 videos, and they make shorts.
Hey, Zebby.
So it looks like they make like family kind of shorts with their kids or kid.
Yeah.
Okay. 1.5K views on Infinite Loop.
Oh, let's try this then. How good is the loop?
So we'll mute it.
We've got to mute it, yeah.
I'm trying to pay attention.
I still haven't seen the loop play.
That was not an infinite loop.
Yeah. Yeah, it must do better. It wasn't Jake Feldman levels of infinite looping there.
Yeah, I do think there's with shorts like this, there's like mainly one piece of advice, and it's just like capture fun moments and start the short immediately with that fun moment. You know, this is the kind of stuff that there are people who will stop scrolling to see. I think this one's the most daring, and it's surprising it only has 99 views because it looks to be the one that would freak people out the most. I'm almost afraid to click on it. Okay, that's why. So we're walking. It should have started here.
Now we're climbing.
Yeah. I think if you had started with the climbing and then went into the other things that were happening, that would have probably gotten people to stop scrolling. So, what advice do we have for this channel?
I think they have a good channel focus, which is wholesome, fun, and following the journeys of the children as they grow up. But as you say, Dan, I think the key here is to try and wrap a bit of a curious story around every short. And Infinite Loop doesn't quite hit the mark. Those random clips of them climbing. We were trying to emphasize a more daring and dangerous toddler as they were, first of all, walking, then climbing up a window and that type of thing. It just didn't quite hit the mark. But, you know, at the same time, 20 videos into this, 20 shorts, they're already getting thousands of views of some of their shorts. I think there's plenty of room for improvement, and shorts will allow you to explore that quite easily and quite simply. And the fact that they're using music, popular music on YouTube, which ties into their content, that's fine as well. We just can't play it because of copyright reasons. And so, yeah, for me, Dan, I would just say keep up the passion, keep up the focus, make 50 to 100 shorts, and let's see where we are after them. Because it's going to be a long journey towards monetization. I guess that's another question. Like, is there an ultimate goal for this channel? Mm-hmm. And if the goal is monetization, there's a long road ahead.
So before we get onto our gaming channel, let's bring in Travis.
Hello.
Sorry, I didn't give you a chance to boot up Travis. How are you? Welcome.
I'm semi-booted. I'm half boot.
Welcome. So Travis is going to be joining us for the second half of the live stream, and we will check out the first gaming channel to submit. So let me go back to the form.
Yeah, look at this, Travis. The CLAAAW / Claudia has been semi-retired.
Really?
In favor of Dan's...
chat killed it.
What?
Yep. We did a poll and asked how do they want us to pick channels, and they said quickly. So we got rid of the CLAAAW and have a new system now.
Well, there you go.
They killed the CLAAAW. You guys all did that. I just want you to know.
It was bound to happen.
Is there a reason we went back to this?
You were sharing my screen, not yours.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
That's all right. No worries.
Okay, so the way it works, Travis, is that there's just an extension now that can read the form, and I just hit get random number 308.
Huh?
It's a bit tiny. I can make it. I gotta make it. Yeah. See, get random number. It can read how many responses there are.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's my newest invention.
A little unexciting, but I mean, at least it's functional.
It's very unexciting.
Consider Travis thoroughly whelmed.
Yeah, I would say I'm whelmed. Somewhere in the middle.
All right, then, Dan. So we've got a channel here with hundreds of thousands of views from Roblox stuff. We'll just hand it over to you. Take it away.
So this must have happened kind of recently for them because they have like 6,800 subs, and their latest video from a month ago is 149K views. And it's a big video, 100 Roblox games to play when bored. And they did this a while back to even greater success with 41 Roblox games to play when bored. They decided to up the ante, double down. I'd be very happy with these numbers. This is high value, like I'm going to call this sweaty content. This probably takes them a long time to curate. And they did it a number of times, actually. Look at that.
Listen, when you get that many views, why wouldn't you do it? I mean,
yeah, this is just epic. I mean, it's a simple format, but they've taken an existing format, which is listicles, but they've added epic to the front of that. So these are epic listicles that cannot be matched or replicated by any other creator on the platform. And so they have unique content, which means that they're allowed to make content with big gaps in between when they make content. I think that's brilliant. They've found their unique position on YouTube. And as you say, Dan, you know, finding your unique through line through gaming content, this is what they've done. Epic listicles.
Yeah. Now, if I were to subscribe to your channel based on like the 100 Roblox games to play when bored, I would be pretty excited by seeing the 15 most realistic Roblox games, which is going to be my next suggestion. What if you went a little more niche and talked about realistic games, farming games, pet simulator games, like curate specific types of games. Now, individually, those videos will not perform as well, in my opinion, as the big kahuna of 100 Roblox games, but you are going to be catering to all the different slices of the Roblox audience, thus growing your overall community and subscriber base. It's just a theory I have, but I feel like this could be like a good strategy for you. More videos like this, even though it's less views, it's still over 10,000 views on a channel with less than 10,000 subscribers. Very strong, very healthy, and evergreen. Could get a lot of views for a long time. And then when new games come out, you can do it again. I also want to encourage you to try out similar but different thumbnails. Like, there is one fear. It's like, oh, I've seen this video before. Don't, just because this thumbnail worked so well for you the first time doesn't mean you have to keep using it exactly. At least change the background or something, So little tweaks like that, I want to give you a little bit more encouragement to try. And I want you to keep doing things like this. Like, all 78 kits ranked in Bed Wars. This did well, 20,000 views almost. It's getting less views than these, but that's okay. I just want everyone in the room to understand that sometimes when you niche down and more specifically, you continue to capture more and more of the wider Roblox audience, which is initially, or not initially, it's like, but this is what creators want when they start playing a game. They're like, I want to be the authority on this game. How can I do that? So I think this creator has a really, really good template. And it started off strong 11 months ago with a 5,000 view video, spending 1 hour earning Robux in Please Donate. So a challenge video, just a classic challenge video. Really strong start for a first video on their channel. And I don't think they have a single video under 1,000 views. With less than 10,000 subscribers. What are you guys?
I have one question, Dan. Have you taken advantage of your community tab? Because there is such a gap between content. I feel as if they could be using their community tab a little bit just to engage with their audience. I feel as if this is one channel that could benefit from like image polls, like very simple ones based on Roblox or whatever game they recently covered, where it's just like pick your favorite mod and then it has an image of different mods and like a single word. Just again, something to add a bit of engagement in between videos. And then my other question would be, if we go to one of the videos in the description, how are they monetizing themselves? Is it just AdSense, or do they have like affiliate deals or sponsorship going on in these videos? Because I would hope and expect that they should be able to do this by now. And it looks as if they aren't monetizing any way other than potentially AdSense at this point. So that might be something to explore a little bit in the future.
Yeah. I'm also going to say that you probably didn't need chapters in this video. They don't seem like they're serving a lot of
there's just 3 intro, games, outro.
Yeah. I don't think you should have chaptered all 100 games, but I think I would have liked to see the games grouped up into different types, because that's going to provide a lot of value to the viewer. It's up to you, because yes, there's the fear that like people will only watch that one section of the video and move on. But could that lead to more views because people see the chapters pop up when they're searching for Roblox stuff and they're like, oh, where's the part that I want? And you still served a viewer that wouldn't have otherwise watched the content. So there's that like kind of tug of war when it comes to chapters. But if you're going to use them, I think that would have been the way to do it, is break these up into different types of games.
One of the things that Travis and Jen have been scrutinizing recently in their podcast, The Boost, are the intros. So Dan, I was wondering if you could maybe play the intro of one of these. We can watch it for 10 seconds and maybe see why these are performing so well. Because I'm assuming that the hook is reinforcing the packaging.
It's boring. Roblox is boring. But I'll show you the 100 best Roblox games to play when bored. If you find a game you like, subscribe. Game number 1, we have Murder Royale.
Okay, that was fairly generic, in my opinion. Wasn't too exciting. I feel as if they could add some extra humor there, or add like a little bit of a challenge or a stake to the intro. So I think there's room for improvement.
A little bit. I liked it overall. It's not very long, and I love how much editing they're putting into what's going to be like a pretty meaty video. You know, it's 18 minutes long, 17 minutes long, but I mean, if we watch, they're doing captions throughout the whole thing, and it looks like there's a lot of cuts here too, and zooms, and it's not just static gameplay footage. Like, they're showing a lot of different elements of the game. And then we get to number 2. So these must take a really long time to make.
Yeah.
Which is great. So yeah, overall, well done, Frosty. This is awesome. Are you ready to move on?
Okay. Yes.
All right, so non-gaming form, we'll pick channel 461.
Oh, no. Sorry.
You're just
no
on
claw.
autopilot.
There's no claw.
There is no claw. They killed it. They told us no more claw. Legendary Trails. 2,800 subscribers, 608 videos.
Wow.
Do they consider themselves
They
a
are
long
committed.
Yeah.
Yes. I talked a lot in that last one, so I'm letting you guys take it away.
Yeah, I talked a little bit, so I'm going to let Travis start.
Oh, I just want to shout out at Cosmic Tron said his birthday is today. Happy birthday. Cosmic Tron's here all the time. I just wanted to say that real quick. Legendary Trails. This actually looks really familiar. It was very close to a channel that Jen and I looked at that will be on an upcoming video. It's like kind of outdoorsy vehicle type thing. Can you scroll down a little bit? Obviously, it's very outdoorsy with this particular vehicle. I don't know what it is. It's a Honda Tacoma. Okay. But then they have a Subaru. Is it just their cars? Are their home cars? Yeah, Subaru. And this is interesting. So they're doing kind of outdoorsy stuff with their Tacoma, as they should. And then they're doing other things with their Subaru that doesn't necessarily show it outdoors. So I get this vibe where there's two different audiences for this content. If I'm into the outdoorsy stuff with a truck, I may not be into the Subaru stuff. So I would try to figure out which of these is doing better and probably lean more into that. You could, if you wanted to, spin off a second channel for the other car, because I don't know if they're the same viewer. I would guess they're probably not. So you might see spiky views here, there, and wherever. And then, of course, when you see the one that doesn't have any car in it at all, it really just didn't go anywhere. 42 views in 13 days. And then the same thing, life will find a way. I mean, the people that are watching your content don't care about that. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that to be real. You can see what they like. So look at the things they like and do more of it.
Should we start by most popular, Dan? See if we can get an idea if there's a particular vehicular, or a challenge that they do.
Looks like different trucks going off-road. And stock, it was kind of interesting because, yeah, normally a lot of people who do off-roading will deck out their truck and a bunch of stuff. Our stock 2021 Toyota Tacoma TRD off-road conquers Mineral Creek Trail. So they have the location. They have exactly what it is. And there's teasing like, yeah, this thing performed very well.
Do you think the thumbnails benefit from when the vehicle is in, like, almost it's on the catwalk type of look, where it's on a
like this
high angle of some way, or like it's going through, like, you know, it's trying to go up a big incline or down a hill, or it's going through snow. I was wondering if that kind of enhanced, like, because some of these it can be a little difficult to ascertain what you're trying to show me on the video, whether it's because of the text or like just how the shot is framed.
Yeah, it's like this one is like almost the best thumbnail ever. I think all they would need is limit found. They don't need, because stock ZR2 is already down here. So get rid of stock ZR2, take limit found, maybe put it in the bottom left corner and have an arrow pointing at the truck. Maybe have the truck fall closer to the center of the frame a little bit more. Do something with the colors, saturation, all that stuff to make it pop a little bit more. But yeah, like the text is almost covering the truck. This is the interesting part. The truck, like in a precarious position, is like, wow, that's cool. You've kind of distracted me too much with the text. So I do like this thumbnail better than this one, but it performed really well.
And then the title, if we look at the title of the latest one, can a stock Colorado 7R2 Bison conquer Elephant Hill unscathed? How do you make that a more approachable, welcoming title to somebody like me who isn't familiar with the truck, probably isn't familiar with the location, but can probably understand the concept of putting a truck through its paces, like taking it to its limits to see whether it succeeds? Because I'm sorry, I'm being a bit stupid here, but what are we talking about in terms of limit found? Is this the suspension, like the angle that it's at? How can you describe that to an idiot, to me, to a layman?
I assume it means they got to a point where they could not, the barrier they could no longer cross, right? The truck is stock. It can only go over so many obstacles before it cannot move any further down the trail. That's my assumption based on what I'm seeing. But yeah. I've known some people to do off-roading, so maybe it's because I have like the tiniest bit of background. That's why I'm making that assumption. So yeah, could it be a simpler title? Definitely. I also wonder if the type of vehicle needs to be in there if it's pictured in the thumbnail. Because if you're a fan of the truck, you probably recognize it right away. You don't need to be explained what it is. In gaming, there's like a thing you can do where you don't put the title of the video game in the title of your video. And that can still work because if you have a screenshot from the game, something familiar, people still know what it is, you know? So it's got to be the same for fans of a certain vehicle.
A way to pitch this might be, will it topple or will it break or will it snap? In the same way as the thumbnail on the right-hand side, tight squeeze, are you brave enough for the back way into this national park? Surely a better way to phrase this would be, will it fit? Will this truck literally fit on this roadway? Because I would understand that more instinctively than the way it's pitched. And you know what the weird thing is, Dan? You know what the weird thing is, Dan? Like we encouraged Travis to start with this, and then we've just taken over this audit again. Like,
did you guys notice?
It's almost as if Travis just comes onto the live stream and then just starts doing work. Like,
I'm
starts
smart,
answering
man.
emails.
Literally, that's what I'm doing. But you know what's interesting about this? Look at the one from 2 days ago. It's like a breakout star.
Yeah. It's true.
You notice that view-wise, like it's breaking out. I think what's going to happen is the momentum of videos around this particular vehicle are going to go up, and we are supportive here at vidIQ of any vehicle that's not Ford.
Yes, yes, we are.
Hey,
I think a missed thumbnail opportunity with this video is that the truck is fitting through what looks like a tight squeeze. What if you had taken the thumbnail in such a way where the truck was further back and you had a little line between the two spaces that measured it out and made it look more like it raised the stakes a little bit, like, oh, it looks like they might have trouble getting through that, you know? Instead, you kind of reveal that it's like, oh, you know, it's not a big deal. We got through it, no problem. I get that the pitch is like, are you brave enough? But I think it could have just been an interesting little way to pitch this thumbnail. I did notice this. It was only 2 days with this video, so I wanted to check if we have stats on it. It looks like we did, and then it went away. If this goes above your little gray line kind of average here, that's good. Yeah, and it feels like you might be on track for that. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like we covered it. This is just very, very good progress, especially that latest video.
All right, Dan, shall we return to our Discord channel, which we encouraged people earlier on to jump into and submit their channels for a kind of perk boost tier perk for getting their channel audited. We can see now that we've had quite a few submissions here.
Oh, that's Facebook.
That's Facebook, right? Okay. I'll be with you in a second. I need to share a different screen. Let me, what, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm panicking, right? So I need to do that. There we go. Right. So we need to pick a channel from here. The question is, how do we pick which channel we're going to audit from all of those who've submitted, which is quite a few. Quite a few are submitted here.
If I had AI Claw, I could just ask it a specific thing, but it's broken right now. Let's see.
How about I do this and you just tell me to stop?
Oh, wait, we got a new channel in the paid Discord. Let's go.
Should we zoom in?
Thanks, Travis. thanks for
I'm multitasking
getting
over here.
Speed.
Should we zoom in so when you stop, it's like more clear?
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna pick. How about that?
Right, okay.
I am the claw.
Yeah.
I am the claw now.
You have to make claw noises.
Look at me. I am the claw now.
Right. So what? Are you just gonna say stop?
I'm gonna go. What about the human TV watcher? I love TV.
So you've just arbitrarily.
That guy right there. There he is. Look, there it is. You just had it. Scroll down a bit. I just saw it.
Oh, this one.
Right
okay,
there. Yeah. See.
Right. So I'll. How do I do that? And then if I just slip it into your DM, Dan, and you should be able to bring that channel up.
Okay. This is a great system, and in no way completely counters the work that I did to pick channels quickly. All right. Devante Talkaholic.
Ooh, that's a cool name.
Yeah, I like that name. They have 365 subscribers. They are a member of vidIQ Boost, and that is why we are checking out their channel now.
Cool.
Number of videos here. One from 19 hours ago. It looks like they are reacting to different movies, I think.
Well, it's a TV. I
Well,
think
this is
Brandon.
Avatar's.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, that's what I was hoping. Oh, he's moving to Twitch.
Well-
I guess we're done then. We can
Well,
move on.
hang on. There's,
Wait, what?
there's a big time jump here.
Yeah, there is.
They were reacting to stuff 9 months ago, and now they're reacting to me sneezing.
Well, that's because they, listen, they knew the live stream was coming. So you quickly put something up on this channel. But yeah, 9 months and 19 hours. That's a big gap. What did they do 19 hours ago then?
Smiling Friends Made Me Uncomfortable, season 1, episode 1. So it looks like they're still reacting to different TV and movies and things like that. I just think that they're bringing in way different audiences. South Park, Avatar,
Yeah.
Nimona, I think. I'm not really sure to say that one. Those ones all did very well, but probably all brought in a vastly like different audience. It looks like they did South Park for a while, and that was doing pretty well. Yeah, this is tough. I wish I knew more about. I guess maybe I don't wish I knew more about some of these shows because I don't think I'd.
They're different type of shows. I think.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, it gives me like the vibe of like a channel from Reddit. It's not a bad thing, by the way, or a meme type channel, like thumbnail wise, like just the vibe. I'm not saying that that's the thumbnails they would use, but it's very the vibe of that.
Mhm.
But my question would then be, what 9 days, 9 months? So like just recently coming back into YouTube, I think because maybe they were at Twitch. But you look at like the Nimona did really good. Like right before they left, they were actually doing pretty decent, like from a views perspective, considering have less than 400 subscribers. So I think they're just trying to get back. So the question would be, is the viewership that would watch the Avatar and Nimona one the ones about that would watch Cthulhu and Smiling Friends? I don't know. My guess is maybe not. And if that's the case, that's fine. If you want to go more in this direction, maybe your tastes have changed in the last 9 months. Totally possible, totally valid. But definitely kick more content out regardless, because the one thing you want to recognize is as you put out new content, your back content actually starts getting views because you've been suggested to the people who've watched your channel. So they're going to start getting, this is why you'll see every like year and a half, MKBHD's first ever video comes up out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that happens all the time.
Pavilion laptop from that. I've seen that so many times
over the last couple. You're right, and it's like a decade old. But that's because so many people come in. YouTube's like showing them new stuff, then it goes, "Oh yeah, this video people like." So that's going to happen here. So what I would also want to caution you is, if any of the content in your back content doesn't match the direction you're going now, you may want to consider unlisting it. That's usually a higher end kind of coaching type technique, but it's something to consider because think of it this way. Someone comes, maybe they like the last short or video that you've done, and then they're suggested something from your back catalog, because that's how YouTube works, and they don't like it for whatever reason. Maybe you're not doing that content anymore. Then they don't click it. The click-through rate on that goes down. YouTube might try one more time, and if it's another piece of content that you no longer do and it maybe doesn't connect, they're just not going to get suggested to your channel anymore. So just something to think about.
I'm just going to add to this because they said they were moving to Twitch. I just want to say, if you are doing an Asmongold style kind of channel where you are reacting to different bits of media that captivate you and on Twitch, and you're taking parts of that and making it on YouTube and whatever, that's great. I just want you to remember, for everybody, when you watch creators like Asmongold, for example, they typically stay kind of within a certain bubble of interest, right? For me, I know he covers all kinds of stuff, but a lot of it tends to revolve around like MMORPGs and video games and different things like that, and it's usually the more negative side of what, is happening in gaming and things of that nature. I know that's not exclusive. I know he's a lot larger and can branch out and does branch out beyond that, but that is like a lot of the videos I see pushed on my feed by him. And that is to say, like, it tends to attract a similar minded audience. And that's what we're kind of getting at here, is like the Venn diagram of Avatar and South Park viewers might not be there as much as somebody who's covering that kind of more specific topic. So just consider that as you make content going forward. If you're doing these kind of interesting kind of animated shows, and then you're going to Avatar, which is a Disney family kind of like thing, it's kind of night and day, the types of viewers that are even going to be interested in anyone's take on that specific content. They don't even know if they subscribe for Avatar, they don't even know what Smiling Friends is potentially. So just kind of, YouTube 101 there. All right. We'll move on to, we're randomly picking again.
Yeah.
All right. we'll move on to a
I think we'll pick one more from the Discord submissions later on. Yeah, we'll commit to one more at least.
All right, we'll take number 87.
Yep.
We need a new sound effect, I guess.
The boring random number generator.
Boring. Yeah, we just Marcster piano.
All right.
All right. They play piano. 720 subscribers, 74 videos. They're playing melodies, it looks like, from anime shows. Which is kind of cool. Like they've niched down in a space where a lot of people, like, if they have a music channel, they'll play all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm. I guess the first question would be, are these from the same animes or from very different ones? I would maybe like to see almost like a playlist of famous melodies from one anime and then move on to the next one. Yeah. Another question might be how to make the videos themselves interesting, because like we see some versions of piano playing, especially when, you know, like the graphic is falling down as they play the keys, and it almost has that visual interest to them as well. If we just play one of these videos down, how does it look? Other than they've got two table. I mean, I'm wondering why the table tennis table there is what do you call it? A paddle.
Yeah.
A table tennis paddle is there.
I don't, yeah, it's drawing my eye to the point where it's hard for me to just pay attention to the keys. I know pianos are a darker instrument sometimes, but I would have adjusted my camera settings and I wouldn't put these here. It's just, unless there might be a good branded.
Yeah, I was wondering if there's some branding around it.
Yeah. It's always some colorful ball or something.
Like a glowing globe.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
In every video or just recently?
It's like every one of these videos anyway.
So more recently, that's cool.
I don't know. Oh, as we go down, there's still something there.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I think it's enough that you're just playing these obviously like famous kind of songs from these shows. And I'm guessing, I don't know anything about anime, but I'm guessing the more famous the show, the better the video views are going to be.
And how competitively that cover version has been done on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because my guess is most of the traffic is coming through search.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but what I find is when I find kind of cover versions on YouTube randomly, maybe through a search, I then like to go through their back catalogue of music and tunes. And I guess if it's a right fit, then it fits my interest, and that can be really appealing to me. Whereas if they cover, you know, if they're all over the genre and a spectrum of music, then maybe I'm less interested. So I'm wondering how much each of these anime covers tie together in some way.
I kind of wonder if you did like the soundtrack from one specific series or movie or whatever it would be, if you could do each one separate and then compile those into one longer video where it's a whole, like you're playing all of them, you know, in succession. So it's like a 15-minute, 20-minute kind of experience.
Mm-hmm.
That could be something to test as well. Music channels are inherently tough. And the one thing we would say is, like, you know, do stuff like this where you're bringing a bit more like value or intrigue, or cover some kind of trend. And it seems like you have kind of done both of those at different times.
Yeah. So what do we think caused that video to go viral for them? 23,000 views.
I think it's just like
for a challenge.
I think it's just like the impressiveness of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what they're doing is just ramping up the difficulty basically as we get through the video. Putting some text on the screen here and there too.
I guess it's cool that they do have that globe in there, because now you know it's actually their content. Well, are they showing stock footage from elsewhere and then they're trying to replicate it? Because this doesn't look like it comes from them. The lighting's different. The hands. Oh, well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure now.
I wonder if they can do more of this style of content then. If
Yeah,
I'm like,
I agree. Like focusing on the different techniques and how they're done.
Yeah, that seems like pretty interesting in terms of just like the technical skill you need for that. So, in terms of value for this audit, I hope we offered you something there. This topic in particular is really tough for us, but it's cool to see like how much success you've gained. You know, doing what you're doing. Like sometimes we're getting more views than subscribers, so keep it up. All right, let's do a gaming channel.
Let's.
420 responses. 59.
The boring random number generator.
You'll be fine, Rob. It's fine.
But look how quickly we pick them now. Everyone asked for this.
You know what's funny about that is that really we should be doing these probably faster per channel, but the irony of this is people want that because they want a better chance of being picked. But then when we talk about them for 20 seconds, they're gonna be like, wait a minute, I wanted more. No. You asked for fast reviews.
Then you want it back.
Yep.
Exactly.
So I don't want to read the latest thumbnail, but it does have the most views.
Incandescent Neon.
Oh, GTA Online. Oh, cool. I used to play that.
So GTA Online is still getting out of hand. 3 days ago, 887 views. You covered something that resonated with a lot of people, and more of probably a commentary kind of video. Whereas before, you're doing these kind of extra long gameplay videos where you played the Forest. There's like a let's play, and then you compiled it into one big long episode, which is cool. Let that cook for a bit. Just let that chill. I wouldn't even necessarily do episodes 1 through 4. Like the whole series is a good pitch. People don't really care how many episodes it was. Like talk about how many hours it took to beat the game or whatever it might be. But yeah, let that video kind of cook for a bit. What else do we have here?
Wait, they're all over the place with different types of games. Are they willing to are they going to pivot to GTA? I mean, that one's already taking off, right? So you're definitely going to have one that's going to be one of your top viewed videos. In 3 days, it's already 887 views. The other ones are under 100 recently. Does that mean you're going to start doing GTA content?
Yeah, look, this one here, GTA Online has a problem.
Yep.
6,500 views. So this is kind of like a GTA channel that's been suffocated by the creators of interesting video games. If we're being honest by how the audience is reacting to the content.
Yeah,
I'm hesitant to push them too hard in one direction because like they're still getting some decent views for playing these different games. This is why I don't play this game.
Yeah, 5 months ago.
Yeah, but still.
I'm not saying they should. I'm asking the question to be provocative and let them think about what's going on here.
Yeah. It does seem like when they discuss problems with GTA, that does pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, even the one, can you cross an online to Doge 1.1? That's a GTA. The one to the next one, 573, that's a GTA. They have successful GTA videos surrounded by non-successful other games.
So by most popular, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, I think.
Okay, we've picked the most popular videos just while we were talking. So that's
yeah, it looks that way.
So here's what I'll say. Like, I beat this game in 15 days. Obviously not GTA. Now, if you're going to play these other games, maybe this is the style where you put a little more work in. You take some time and you document that time and you edit it into a nice, 8-10 minute video. And then like it looks like they've had a couple cracks at like different commentaries, but these did good and they're not GTA. So I think it's just about their intention when they go into these. But sometimes when it looks like it's just a let's play, we're playing Escapists or Forest, whatever it is, it doesn't do as well. People like the more unique content. And yes, if you can stick with GTA, I mean, this is not maybe the worst time in the world to play GTA, with GTA 6 about a year away now. What is it, a year and a half away?
Longer, yeah, end of 25, I think.
Yeah. So there's going to be probably still content to, get out of that. Tons of different challenges in GTA that you could try. You could try challenges from other games in GTA. There's probably a lot of opportunities there, but if you are going to play other games, yeah, put some thought and creativity into the packaging and the pitch of the entire video instead of just, I'm going to play the Forest. which a lot of people played The Forest. Everyone's seen The Forest Let's Plays at this point. Otherwise, I like the thumbnails. I think the text is easy to read. I think it's well branded.
They are provocative, isn't it? Aren't they? In the sense that we don't want to draw attention to them because of our universal audience, but at the same time, they draw attention, which, as long as YouTube allows that type of thumbnail, that language, embrace it.
All right, we'll move on to.
Let's do the super chat, Stan. Let's do a bit of cleanup before we do the last of our channel audits.
Well, Koifish Gaming gifted a membership, so thank you, Koifish Gaming.
That's very generous of you.
And then Dempsey Illustrations gifted 5 memberships.
Oh,
so thank you.
Well done. It's fantastic.
We've been asked to do one more Discord channel too at some point.
Yes.
Yeah, we will. We will.
And then UK Medic says, even though Rob sent my 900 upload cert after my 950.
Look,
come on, Rob.
I'm sorry. Like, there's a lot of these certificates to write every single day, and it is still a manual process. Sometimes just the ordering gets a little out of sync,
Rob,
but you will get your certificate. UK Medic, I see that I still haven't done your 400 subscriber one, so that will be in the post snail mail very soon, very, very soon.
Perfect. Now, at this point, if you give us any supers, we may not see them, so keep that in mind. Thank you for all of your supers.
Let's do the shout outs as well for, if I can just share the right screen, the final ones for the certificates, the milestones. You know, the ones that we were doing from our Facebook group. Let's see if anybody else has anything to celebrate. Let's see. Splash Bugger with 6,000 views. Recently achieved that. Powers Model Garage with 900 subscribers. They are oh so close to that mythical number. And we already did Traveling with Russell. So I think those are all of our shout outs. But yeah, do make sure to join the Facebook group for more conversation, chat, and celebration of stuff.
There is a trophy icon for those asking on your vidIQ extension. So when you're on YouTube, the top bar there, click the little trophy icon. That's how you get your certificates, unless you got an email.
Also, if you want to go like really deep, there's an achievements button down here, which gives you like a big breakdown of all your recent achievements, like views, uploads, likes, hours watched. All of these can be clicked on to create certificates and share them. But yeah, the quickest way to do this is by using the little trophy icon up there.
Yeah.
This wants to disappear. Is it because it's still loading up that one?
Probably.
Is it buffering right now? But yeah, there is a little trophy icon kind of where my mouse is that you can click on. In fact, I can just refresh that card. And that should allow us to click. Nate is dominating our homepage at the moment. Nate, come on. There it is. So you just click that for your achievements.
There you go. And you can download those. So thank you for sharing all of those. We did just real quick. Again, we're probably not going to see any more super chats today, but we got thanks for the review from Zebby. You're very welcome. And then Ban Clam says, big green box, woohoo. Thank you for being a member for 4 months. Appreciate you. All right.
Big green box are they talking about?
When they renew their membership, they in chat. We got a big green box.
I see.
Okay, so we will go back to picking random channels. Yes, we'll pick one more from here, and then we'll go back to the Discord.
Boring
583
number generator.
It gets the job done, Rob. Come on.
It does, and well, it does. Yeah, it doesn't have snark.
Oh,
sorry,
snark. You say?
Setting up my screen sharing in the background.
Okay, it is. Oops. The Farrell Law Firm.
Nice.
With 1.8K subs, 105 videos, and let's see. Revocable living trusts explained in under 2 minutes. How to find a good lawyer as told by a good lawyer. Okay, so right away, how to find a good lawyer. What kind of lawyer? Because if I'm searching and I have a particular situation going on, I'm going to look for a divorce attorney. I'm going to look for I got into a car accident.
You jumped right to that. Everything all right in your house? What's going on over there?
It's just you got to keep in mind that sometimes you can have tools, right? Like that's how you keep everything fresh.
Better Call Saul.
Like all of this is going through someone's mind at a time in their life when things are not great, and so a more specific video here would have been probably better. It was from 5 days ago.
Well, you know, I've done a lot of breakdowns about Legal Eagle and how he blew his channel up. You can kind of see it working here. If you notice, the O.J. Simpson video got a lot of views.
Yeah.
He can hijack. Well, he can do what not only Legal Eagle did, but in a way Emily D. Baker did from a legal standpoint. Like, they're just both lawyers that have bloated up their channels. Their channels are bloated up. And they did it by looking at things that are going on in the kind of ecosphere of just life, like big things. And then they analyze those things as a lawyer. It worked here. It will work again. It has worked for multiple lawyers on YouTube. And then once you get your kind of viewership coming back for your legal advice, just interesting things, you can then tell them the other things, how to find a good lawyer and stuff like that. Because legal and stuff does a lot more or less regular legal stuff now here and there. And now they're getting more views now than they would have if they just gone the slow way of doing it. So my opinion is look for more things going on that are newsworthy that you can put your spin on, and you will get more views. 100%.
Yeah. There's also go ahead.
Isn't that I guess a potential problem though, because that if we sort by most popular, Dan, I want to know if the O.J. Simpson one is like an enormous outlier for the channel. It's a big outlier, but there are still other ones that have performed well. Because we kind of looking at it at the moment as becoming a pop culture lawyer, covering the famous cases that are happening right now. And as you can see, Dan, if you go back to the latest videos,
yeah,
you know, the audience came for one video and they came for one person, which was what was happening to O.J. Simpson and his estate as he passed away. But they're not really interested in his content now. So I guess the question is for this creator, what's the goal of the channel? Is the goal to get clients, or is the goal to cover interesting cases legally? Because those are different audiences. One type of audience is going to be like few and far between, but they're going to spend a lot of money hiring you, or it's going to be a huge audience who are watching content and I guess paying cents per view because it's mostly through AdSense.
I would argue that depending on how you do it, if you do it correctly, you can win by going more pop culture because you're gonna have more people. So, for example, Emily D. Baker's now been on Netflix.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's.
But can
she's come to our live stream. She don't come to our live stream anymore because she's too famous. You know who predicted that?
But can you hire Emily D. Baker to be your?
No, because she's that. If you could pay enough money, I bet you could.
That's what I mean. That like, what is this creator's goal with their channel at this point?
Yeah. I mean,
if they're still a practicing attorney, and they're trying to get clients from this, then you know, I'm going to use a good word here. There's a conflict of interest.
It could be.
You like that? You like that? Maybe.
I think like because they do estate planning, so that would have been what I would have leaned on for this video. You know what I mean? But because they're going so broad with just how to find a good lawyer in general, it kind of makes me feel like they're trying to go for anybody. They're just trying to explain law stuff to people. And I think focusing on what you specialize in is probably stronger, especially if you're trying to build up a client base. But like, yeah, as you know, as we're talking about here, this is probably not going to help build up their client base, but it certainly introduces them to a lot more people.
Yeah, that is true.
That is true. So yeah, you have a couple different routes here. You can try to build your client base by focusing on your particular like specialty or specialties, or you could go the Legal Eagle Emily D. Baker route where you cover more big trending bits of news and stories and things like that. It could be YouTubers are getting themselves in legal trouble all the time, so it could be that. It could be, you know, actual celebrities and things going on. Like there's so much going on, and she will focus on like one case for a while, and she will give her commentary on it and explain it in a way that you know, makes sense to an audience, but it involves her legal understanding as well.
I'm gonna throw a suggestion. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, Travis, please go
But
first.
it's not about this channel. It's about something else.
Oh, I was going to say what we haven't really touched on yet is the thumbnails, which I think there's 2 points of critique here in that they look like the beginning of PowerPoint presentations, a lot of them. And the creator at the moment is adamant of getting themselves in each thumbnail.
Yeah.
It's probably not required when you're focusing on a celebrity. You know, I'd make them the hero of the thumbnail and the specific legal aspect that you're looking at. Maybe when you're trying to do a tutorial and you want to add that kind of air of credibility and trust with you, the creator, then you might want to include yourself in a thumbnail. But text-wise, there's a lot going on. And in some of these, there's just far too many people in the thumbnails. Like the one about LeBron should do what these celebrities have done with their wills, like including Robin Williams. And I don't know who that other person is because they're so small. I would leave them for the thumbnail themselves. Although, to be honest, they're probably actually all in relation in terms of size, probably actually in relation to each other, right? Because LeBron is massive and Robin Williams and whoever that is probably at the actual height versus LeBron.
I was going to say the picture of themselves they put in the thumbnail, like these look a lot more confident to me, whereas the later thumbnails don't look so confident. It's just kind of like, I need to put me in the thumbnail, and you take a quick like picture and there's not like, I know people make fun of the YouTuber face. I'm not saying you need to go, but you could definitely do a little bit more like, and it might feel silly at the time when you're taking those pictures, but it'll play a little bit better on camera if you're going to be in the thumbnail. I just think that these look a little bit drab.
Dan, when you're taking your YouTuber thumbnail faces, do you make that noise?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I don't normally, but you know, for people who are just listening to the audio, they can imagine the face I made based on the noise. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm sorry.
You know what we should do?
Yes.
We John and I on the Wednesday thumbnail thing did an interesting thing for the last like 5-10 minutes that worked out really well. People were complaining that like a lot of the randoms we're selecting aren't even still live. So we just wiped the thing and said, go ahead and sign up right now.
Oh, we've done that. Yeah.
Well, before
we have a
before
Discord
we do
channel.
that, we need to do a Discord channel, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
So I will bring up the screen again. How do you want to do it? Shall I just go and Dan, you just tell me to stop at some point?
Definitely make that noise.
Okay. I said okay.
Well, no, say stop.
I said okay.
No,
that's not the word. You can say stop, not okay.
Okay, fine. Stop.
All right, so we've got
Steven, stop.
I made a finance channel.
I made a finance channel.
That's a great name.
All right.
I made a finance. He's like,
I hope
I want you
there's
to
some
know.
satire in this channel. I really do.
So do I. I think that'd be funny. Look, I made a finance channel. I want you to know about it. So I'm going to make it the title of the channel. I want you to know what I did.
The title of their first video is I made a YouTube video.
That would be great.
About finance.
I'd watch that.
The real reason I started a finance channel. Okay. Well, now we know. All right. 3 weeks ago, I was wrong. I made a finance channel apology.
Yeah, there we go.
Sorry. The screen sharing got me confused. So
no,
I
he
was
did.
wrong.
I made a finance. He did. He really
well,
put it in
the first video was the real reason I started a finance channel.
Oh,
I was
cool.
trying to show that. Anyway, that's the latest video. I was wrong. I made a finance channel apology.
Okay. You apologize for making a finance channel?
I wish they would have used some kind of instrument. That's the only critique I have for that thumbnail.
Like a violin?
Yeah, violin, a ukulele, piano, you know. No credit to 700 plus in 6 months. Start building your credit history now. Bit wordy. Busy thumbnail. Oh, wait a minute. What?
Not necessarily a bad thumbnail.
They re-upload their oldest video?
Did they?
Huh?
I clicked oldest and I'm seeing this video, but then when we go to here, it's here.
Yeah, it's popular.
But it's oldest. Why is it's not the oldest?
I think
though,
that's YouTube
according
glitching.
Okay. Well,
weird.
Wait, 4 weeks. 3 weeks. What happened to this channel? What's going on?
Huh?
Dan's having an existential crisis. You're unpopular at the moment.
You're unpopular. That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
That's what I kept saying. I said you clicked popular. What are you? You're having a.
Oldest
Are you all right over there?
No, it's.
You just send some help.
It's late. It's just we've been doing this for almost
It's
2
late.
hours now. Yeah, it's.
You mean it's long? That's a different
it's
word.
late into the live stream.
Oh yes. Indeed.
Anyway, someone else give advice to the finance channel.
Okay, let's see, shall we? I think what we liked about the name of the channel was that there was something sort of simple and raw about it, whereas the thumbnails and the titles almost look as if they're trying to over-explain absolutely everything, and both in the titles and the thumbnails.
Yeah.
And there's also some confusion rather than curiosity, like 2 ways to pay off debt, and then they have a image of snow in the background and they're shivering, and that doesn't intrigue me. That just confuses me as to what they're trying to communicate there. Because I would just prefer one of the potential solutions teased of how to pay off debt.
Well, or like we always do graphs and stuff, so it could have been an opportunity to just put some numbers there that were astronomically high. I get the metaphor is the snowball effect, which is, for those who don't know, it's like you pay off your smallest amount of debt first, and then you get on to your next one and your next one, so you pay off all your debt. But this is like, you have to know that to even understand, to begin to understand the thumbnail, but no one's breaking it down like that when they find it on YouTube.
Another challenge might be that when you talk about finance, you want that, I guess, air of credibility and trust. Perhaps the lack of quality in the thumbnails kind of gives off that amateur vibe, which might not be benefiting the pitch as well. I could be wrong there, but that's kind of a feeling I'm getting. Like, maybe, Dan, we need to do a search for how to improve your credit rating or in how to improve credit score.
By the way, a pretty decent niche to be in from a RPM perspective.
So yeah, there's a cleanness to these a little bit more.
I mean, they go pretty simple, right? Like a low credit score, high credit score, just numbers, you know. There's no, we're not overthinking the thumbnails here.
Yeah.
They're not overcomplicated in terms of their execution of like, okay, I'm going to have behind me a snowy mountain so I can like emphasize the snowball effect. Like, I have to watch the video to know you're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
But these videos, I don't have to watch these videos. I know what they're about.
I guess the search-based utility nature of this content maybe is for this creator, like, simplify the presentation of a packaging.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. I think they have had a couple of good thumbnails, but I think also you gotta wait and see if YouTube can find one of these for the right audience. And sometimes it just takes time. And you look back at a video 5 months later, and it's got a ton more views than you remember. You just never know, right? But yeah, looking at what else is working out there is always a great place to start.
Another argument as well is that there's been 15 years worth of how to improve your credit score content. So is there anything that's relevant and new in 2024 which you can kind of step out of the crowd and offer something new and fresh as a perspective?
True. I want to just pick on this video real quick, how to get free stuff now. We're at a time where everything's really expensive. So I get where you're coming from with how to get free stuff, but I would have been more specific. How to get free food or cheap food, or like just anything more specific than stuff.
Tease something for free that makes me think, oh, I can get that, which usually costs $100 for free. Consider me interested. I'll click.
Use the words people are going to search for. Groceries. How to get free groceries. You know, I don't know what you cover in this video, so I don't know if that's even in the ballpark of what you cover, but that's just an example. Stuff is too vague. All right. Well, this brought us to time, guys.
Oh, so, wow. Goodness.
Yeah. See, that's the power of getting rid of the claw.
You know what I did?
So?
Yeah. I think, listen, the claw is fun to listen to. She just needs to be a little bit faster. Maybe she'll be more conversation with this new update.
I tried to upgrade the claw to the new update and it broke. So I need to figure out what's going on. That's why we're not using it today.
Whereas mine works perfectly and will return next week.
So there you go. Thank you for being here. You can leave now.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, let's do one more. I'm just kidding.
Okay, now they're gone.
We literally did that on Wednesday. We were like, okay, we're bye. And then we shut it. And then people left and we were like, okay, we're going to do one more. And they were like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you have to watch the outro to see if we do that.
Yeah.
All right. Any final words before we definitely leave?
Just remember, folks, to take advantage of the $1 offer to get access to the exclusive Discord community, but as well as that, all of the tools that we have here at vidIQ, which are getting exciting every day. There's a lot of interesting stuff coming along, so make sure you're part of the vidIQ community and tribe. Otherwise, Dan, I need to prepare for next week.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.